Up next, we have Michael Savage. Michael's an award-winning actor, writer, and filmmaker. He is an accomplished musician, singer, and songwriter. He's the creator of the Total Workshop for Acting. The website is thetotalworkshopforacting.com. He also has just finished a book called So You Want to Be an Actor? Learn Your Lines. So sit tight and enjoy my conversation with Michael Savage. You're listening to Voices of Success, and I'm your host, Shalene.
You know, the Screen Actors Guild themselves are corrupt. What organization in the world do you know has 95% of its members unemployed and calls itself a union?
Mm-hmm.
Don't unions have 95% people working?
Michael, look what you've done so far. Can you not change this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You know,
on my website
okay, go ahead.
is the law of what an actor can do. It's called Financial Core.
And your website is
www.thetotalworkshopforacting.com.
Okay.
When they get there, there's a resource page. Click on the resource page, and they can read about John Voight, Charlton Heston, who was president, and John Voight, who both of them took a special status called Financial Core. Financial Core is a law, and it's all listed there. You can see it in the Supreme Court, that allows a union member in any union, oil, gas, nursing, teaching, that if you do not want to pay political funds out of your dues, you can take a status of being financially a core member, paying your dues to be a member. But you refuse to have your dues used for any kind of political reasons that you haven't approved, because your politics take place in the voting booth, not by some leader of the union who's going to decide for you how your money is going to be spent.
Right. George
Bush, actually, God bless him, I mean, for one thing that no one's ever credited him, he's the one who signed that bill.
Hmm.
And it's on the website, a picture of him and what he did and what it means. And it means that if you're a union member and you have a wife and children and there's no work, you can do other work. You also pay dues to the union while you're doing non-union work, so you can take care of not lose your home. And so these are things that actors can do, and they can be a member of the union. And by the way, Screen Actors Guild isn't a union. Let me say this openly to the human race.
Go for it, baby.
Here's the truth. SAG stood for a thing called the Screen Actors Guild. It was made up of a bunch of very famous, wealthy actors. Jimmy Cagney, Vincent Price, go back in history. They were very wealthy, very famous. They got together and wanted to negotiate better deals. And they didn't pay themselves to be on the board of directors $500,000. They donated them to their time because they had money. So what happened was they started calling it a union because they started letting anyone into it with vouchers. You didn't even have to be an actor. You could take a cousin, put him on a set for 3 days and give him 3 vouchers, and they became a union member. A union member? It was never a union. It still isn't a union. What they should do is create a Screen Actors Union, SAU, and say it's a union. These people, you can use them, whatever, and you pay dues and whatever. But the Screen Actors Guild was supposed to be the best of the best. Not anyone at any time could just be a member of the union if they're a cousin, a relative, or whatever. And so they've watered it down. And then you don't even know how much money these people are paid unless you go Financial Core, which they are forced to give you the budget. I've seen those budgets. They average between $50 to $58 million a year, and the salaries are close to $27 to $28 million to pay about, 100 people, 200, 300 people, whatever it is. Meanwhile, all these actors are unemployed. And then if you don't stay with the union, they bring new people in. And they charge, your initiation fee is like $2,500 now. If I'm incorrect, it's like anywhere between $2,000 and $2,500. There's a number in there. I don't want to insult them. But that's a lot of money for someone to pay to be a part of something, not to work.
It is.
And here's the bottom line. I say to the actors, go out and promote yourself. You have the greatest gift in the history of mankind called the Internet. You and I wouldn't be talking if it wasn't for Facebook. Am I correct?
I know. That's how we met.
And did we meet because I solicited you or you solicited me?
I don't know what happened. I think we had mutual friends, my darling.
No, but I'm saying that you offered me. Remember, you said, "Listen, I've got," it wasn't like I.
No. I contacted you because I'm like I would have loved to have had you on my show.
Yeah, and I was very, 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 very grateful because I thought that was a beautiful thing. That without me, sneaking around, it was great. You said you loved my work, and you wrote me this beautiful thing that the paradigm in L.A. is changing, the Hollywood thing, and I was a part of that, and you saw that.
Oh yes, you are a part of that. You built your own business here. It doesn't look like you're playing with anybody else. Like you just took that creativeness of who you are, and you built around that, and you're giving back, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate truth and honesty, and those are the only people that are allowed to go on my show.
Well, I feel very grateful, and I mean that very sincerely.
You're so sweet.
Everyone's listening. There's nothing more gratifying than to get acknowledged without asking for it. Those are the greatest gifts, and they come from strangers. And one of the films I'm finishing, that you could go to the website, Talking to Strangers, deals with so much of this, of the miracle of strangers, and how people, if they had a little more discipline, if they embraced the strangers in their life more sincerely, and if they were interested in them as opposed to being interesting around them. This is who I am. I believe that you do not hesitate a moment, that all around you are miracles waiting to happen. I did 3 films like that. One was on the street. You could see all these on my websites if you really, go and hound them down.
Which is the totalworkshopforacting.com, everyone. This is Michael Savage.
And all on there are all these links. Please, guys, get a good cup of coffee and a cup of tea because you're not going to see just a few things. And if you really take the time and take a year or so to do it, because it could take you that long.
Thank you, Michael Savage. Again, visit Michael's website at thetotalworkshopforacting.com. Until next week, I'm your host, Shalene.